we can draw many lessons from the crisis in Europe. First of all, I think the first lesson is that we wish we were decoupled from them, but we are not. The other lesson is that within Asia, we should try to find shock absorbers, so that whatever is happening there, there's some way in which we can attenuate them. And I think some of these shock absorbers is really to build up our own financial system, financial markets, internationalization of the currencies that we use, the yen, the yuan in particular, so that there will be some attenuation when such a crisis happens in the future.
Obviously, Indonesia will not be completely decoupled from a prolonged crisis in the European area. So it's not going to be business as usual. We need to be preparing ourselves for the worst case scenario in the global economy. And as a matter of fact, I think we have been working hard, both at the macroeconomic level as well as at the corporate level, in terms of improving our competitiveness. At the same time, the government has been encouraging firms to move up the value chains, to go downstream into processing natural resources instead of just exporting raw materials. So again, despite the global economic uncertainties, hopefully Indonesia, either by the end of the year or next year at the latest, will be joining the club of a $1 trillion economy.
因为2005年我们在股改上市的时候，还有一个经济周期是很平稳的，没有出现大的波动。那么08年我们碰到这么一个经济危机，应该说对我们改革以后的上市的股份的银行，对我们的经营机制应对能力和我们能不能保持一个健康持久的发展，是一个严峻的考验。好在呢，我们最近几年我们应对的应该说还是比较自如，在应对当中呢，我们也积累了很少的经验。
Well, certainly we are like any other major group that is active in commodities, and commodities are our major product. We certainly are born to experience effects of the economic crisis. The question, as I have already mentioned, is not only for our group, but for the whole of Russia to reorient itself onto Asia-Pacific markets, where the growth is still continuing and where the demand for our products is still growing.
We try to develop contingency plans for everything, be it tornadoes in this country, floods in Japan, or in this now more recently in China, labor disruptions, whatever it may be. Again, I come back to what do we need to do in our four walls to make sure we don't that we maximize what we can do for our owners. And that requires a lot of contingency of planning. So around Asia, yes, it's a little bit different than maybe somewhere else, but every region or every business or every facility is expected to have a plan for what might happen to them. And I think a tornado is probably the best example. What do you do if you lose production? How do you recover? Where do you go? How do you make sure your people are safe? How do you get back in the swing of production after damage, or whatever it may be? And we really try and put our leadership team through all those scenarios. Or in the case of a worldwide recession, how do we respond to that? So we kind of do it at all levels, and we've had fairly good luck with it. It's probably an ongoing challenge to make sure we can dream up all the scenarios and make sure we're prepared, but we try awfully hard to do that.
Obviously, cash is really king, and having the credit availability to invest and grow is essential to our businesses. So we've really worked on our process and procedures as far as extending credit with our customers. We're very tight on that, watch it very closely, and quite honestly have worked with our suppliers to extend our terms. So it's worked in both ways for us. And the other thing is to really work with our local banks, because they've been excellent in understanding our business and understanding what it is we need to grow. And they tend to come visit us and be able to help us with that line of credit that we'll need to buy that next piece of equipment. whereas some of the larger banks are not interested in the industry itself. So that's been really key. The other thing is really being part of the associations that are out there and knowing what the current trends are, and especially in regulatory, that's been a major issue for us. So understanding what's coming down, whether it's regulatory or taxes, and being able to deal with it ahead of time is really essential. And also being part of trade associations or being involved in the Chamber of Commerce, you understand what other issues or factors are affecting our industry, whether it's things like the earthquake in Japan, or it's a new conflict metals thing in the Dodd-Frank bill. It's just critical that we stay in tune with what's happening today.